They were on fire, but still alive. There was nothing he could do for them.
I was trapped under the burning bodies. When the shooting stopped, and the police had gone down the road, I pushed them off and got out of there.
6 men made it across the River Drin and on to Albania, but 106 didn't. The survivors are adamant about the role played by their Serb neighbors in the mass murder.
Dimitrija Nikolic was going up and down. He was armed and in uniform. The same with Zlatko Đorđević, Sava Nikolic, and Sveta Tasić. They were the organizers. Sveta Tasić was armed and moved around in his car. He was the one who gave orders to the men in the trucks. He was the one who liaised with the men who surrounded us. The others acted on his initiative. Momčilo Nikolic was with Sveta Tasić all the time.
It's hard to prove a crime on eyewitness testimony alone. In a murder inquiry, the next step would usually be to examine the body. But the killers of Little Krusha burnt the bodies, then blew up the hay barn. Even so, the human remains of 106 people must be somewhere. Two months after the end of the war, forensic experts from Scotland Yard arrive in Little Krusha. They're working for the War Crimes Tribunal at The Hague, but they've been busy. There are 10,000 murders to solve in Kosovo. Their task is to find out who was killed and how. There's precious little for them to do at the hay barn, so they're probing what's left at this second murder site in the village. There's not much to go on. A button, a belt, a smear of blood, a backbone. After another day's long wait, a find.
With that leg of that man.
As the victim's cousin, Shamil has the tough job of making a positive ID. This is all that remains of 6 men, shot in the back and burnt in yet another war crime. The relatives of the 106 men and boys murdered in the hay barn haven't got even this grim consolation. Unidentified bones and other debris have been found by the River Drin. All the clues point to this as the place where the victims of the hay barn murder were dumped. Nan Batusha, Shamil Shehu, and all the others will never be able to. The evidence is building, but the killers are still on the loose. We know what they did. Our next step is to find out where they are. To do that, we will need help from the Serbs themselves. The hunt for the killers continues. There aren't that many places where war criminals can go to ground, now that Milosevic's writ no longer runs in Kosovo. This is Velika Krusa, a Serb enclave surrounded by Albanian villages. We've been told that some of the men we're looking for are hiding in this village. They can't go home, they can't go to Serbia, they're trapped. For them, Velika Krusa has become a prison. NATO's barbed wire is not only there to keep out the Albanians, it's there to prevent suspected murderers from escaping to Serbia. The local NATO troops call this town a nest of war criminals. One thing we do know is that Velika Krusa is still a Milosevic stronghold. One local joked, the only way out of here is a one-way ticket to The Hague. Our cover story is that we're reporting on the plight of Serb refugees, a truth of sorts. After 2 days, I've run out of reasons to hang around. There's no sign of anyone from Little Krusha. It's time to move on. Then I find the most somber kind of clue, a death notice. The third one is for a Nikolic, Nebojša M. Nikolic from Little Krusha. Nebojša was the nephew of one of the men we're looking for, Dmitry Nikolic. This is Nebojša on his wedding day. This is Nebojša's mother-in-law and sister-in-law. They put up the death notice in Velika Krusa.
He was only 26. It was a tragedy for our family. We are still upset. What can I say?
And this is Nebojša, captured on the Nikolic home videos I'd already found. He is about to join the crusade for Milosevic's Greater Serbia in the autumn of '91. Nebojša was one of the last to fall for Milosevic, killed by a NATO bomb in the final hours of the war this year in Kosovo. This is Nebojša's wife, Mirjana, on the same home video. Now a widow, it's the custom she lives with the dead man's family for a year. So wherever Mirjana Nikolic is, the other Nikolics may not be far away.
And where is Mirjana now?
She's staying in Kragujevac. As a gesture of her respect to Nebojša, she wants to stay with his parents and help them overcome their loss. This
is Mirjana with her father-in-law, Malenko, who happens to be the brother of our prime suspect, Dmitry. If we can find her, maybe we can locate Dmitry and the others. But she's in Kragujevac, which is in Serbia. It's hard for any British journalist critical of the regime to go to Serbia. I'm banned. We're going to have to enlist the help of someone who isn't. Meanwhile, in Little Krusha, another clue turns up. A phone number left behind by chance.